Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with my good friend Mark Olroyd from Suddenly Comics. And we are the Price Variants, and we're doing the hottest Silver Age comics of the week with a Halloween twist. So let's get into it. Let's have some fun. What books do we have to show?
Well, I'm not really sure counts as horror, but anyway, here we go. It's got Suicide Squad.
Well, I thought it looked kind of
Yeah,
horror-ish.
it's
It's
got
got that kind of scary monster.
yeah, scary monster. Yeah.
It was
So
a bit slim pickings, actually, in terms of heritage auctions that have a bit of a horror Halloweenish feel.
yeah, I could see
So,
you scraping around at the bottom of the barrel, but to be fair to you,
mhm.
rage and horror are not don't mix really, do they? That was one of the whole reasons of the Silver Age was they were moving away from
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, after the Golden Age, like, kind of burned all the bridges with
yeah,
with
and
the politically
Sebastian
correctness.
and the introduction of the Comic Code Authority. So
Yeah, not much horror in the Silver Age,
so it's
but
pretty difficult ask. You'd be fine in the Golden Age. You got more than enough to choose from,
and
and
then back in the Bronze
Bronze
Age,
Age,
there's
loads of it.
comes back again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's but
So
yeah, so this one's an interesting one. Actually, I like Suicide Squad. So when I saw this, I was actually a little bit surprised how inexpensive it is.
yeah, I mean these have never been expensive. What the only expensive one is the first appearance of the Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
which I was missing until because for those of you who know me know I've got a nearly complete collection of Brave and the Bold. And one of the ones I was missing was the first appearance of Suicide Squad, which is an expensive comic. This one,
Hmm.
not so much.
Yeah. But this is still like an early appearance of the Suicide
It is.
Squad, I'm pretty sure.
It is an early appearance, yes. And it's a 6.0, which is not bad, is it, for a comic from 1960?
Yeah. I thought it
Uh,
was a reasonable grade. I mean, it's almost the cost of the slab. Like, it's like $62 for 6.0.
yes. Yeah. I mean, I think a real bargain. I think
Yeah.
some of these early Brave and the Bolds, which are not, which are not the well-known ones, are a good pickup. This is a good pickup, I think, for $62.
And a really great cover, I think. I think I really like the cover. It almost feels a little bit like pre-code horror in terms of the
Yeah.
mouth and people
Yeah.
coming out of it. I think it's awesome.
So $62. Let's have a look. I doubt there's many of these. Um, well, there's only 76 graded.
Hmm. This is probably the cutoff kind of grade where people don't even bother getting it graded.
I own this, but it's in a raw condition.
Yeah.
There we go. It's gone up a bit.
So yeah. So what was the original price?
The last sale was in 2018 at $40, and it's
All
now
right.
so it's not bad. It's gone up 50%, Alan.
50%. Yeah. See? Cool cover. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a steal, actually.
I think.
Even though it's gone up 50%. I
Well,
think it's
there's one here, a 6.0, for sale for 299. So somebody's trying it on.
yeah, it could be the same copy. I've seen that before where they buy it cheap on Heritage and then they flip it on eBay. So yeah.
I think at $62, that's a good buy.
Yeah, me too.
That's you're not going to lose money on that, and it's a great looking cover. Even if you don't want to sell it, just look at the cover. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So great pickup, nice comic. Nice to see it here, Alan. We
Hmm.
don't see this very much. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, I don't know this comic at all. I know
Really? Homer the Happy Ghost?
Never heard of him.
Oh, really? He's kind of a cool character. He's
No, Casper the Friendly.
kind of like Casper, Casper adjacent, I guess would be the way to say it.
I don't think Homer the Happy Ghost made it over the waters, whereas Casper did for some reason.
Yeah, I think Homer the Happy Ghost was actually Stan Lee, or like, he had some pretty famous people associated with him. Check the notes on it. I'm pretty sure it's like some famous writer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Stan Lee story.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Stan Lee.
Oh wow. Okay. And
It's Atlas, so as well. So that's Marvel, right?
yeah. Okay.
See, so not some random like ghost book. It's actually got something to it.
And it's only $73. After
Yeah, this is not a key issue though.
no,
That's the
no,
thing. It's just like a
but it's a 6.5 from 1958 with Stan Lee as a writer for $73. Again, not much more than it cost you to slab it.
yeah, yeah. These are very affordable.
Let's have a look at this. I don't think there'll be many of these, Alan.
You know, the really interesting thing is if you're into pre-code horror, you look at pre-code horror right up to 1954, super expensive. And then once it gets that code stuck on it, like there's a few books that kind of tried to survive past it, the value just tanks. Like it's just
Okay,
like,
it's a record, Alan, because
oh, another record,
it's
two
the
for
only
two.
one that's
Wow.
ever sold. there are
Only
only
one that has ever
well,
sold.
there's only
So
two.
massive record.
There's only two graded copies.
And
Uh,
is this the highest graded or
it
is this
is.
the second highest?
No, I think it's the highest graded at 6.5. Yeah, that's the highest graded copy.
Oh,
That's
this is a,
a record
that's
sale.
why it's such an expensive book.
Well,
Wow.
that's two cracking buys out there. That's some. I'm a bit jealous of both those buys. Uh,
Yeah,
those are fun, aren't they? And to say you've got the highest graded copy of
I know.
the
I
game,
always love that.
right?
Highest graded copy. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
brag about it to all your friends.
Those two were fun. Let's see if we've got anything. Oh, we've got a Batman. Oh, Gateway to Death.
Now I put this on for you actually.
Yes, I like that.
Because like I was thinking, well, this is actually kind of a like spooky graveyard. You got the,
Yeah, yeah. Batman does a bit spooky, graveyardy stuff every now and then. I mean,
yeah, Gateway
scare,
to Death. I thought it was a pretty good Halloween feel to it.
yeah, the Scarecrow's quite, horrific, and we get some nice
Yeah.
Scarecrow covers. And this,
Yeah, I actually like this one because the perspective, if you look at it, it's like you were in the grave and looking up.
yeah, Here Will Lie, Batman and Robin.
Hmm.
Um, is
So
this?
Gateway to,
Let's have a close that. Let's have a look.
I think it might be Neil Adams. I'm
I
not
was
sure.
just about to say, is that Neil Adams? Uh,
Yeah, I think it is. If you go down, scroll down, it says in the notes.
this issue contains Lost Story to be signed Bob Kane. Robin backup story. No, it's an Irv Novick cover.
Oh, or Novik. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, he's another famous artist as well. So not as noted as Neil Adams, but still very famous.
Anyway, they say this is VF Plus for $73. That sounds pretty good to me. $73, another steal here. $73 for a what's VF Plus?
Batman
That's 8.5.
200,
That's an 8.5.
202. So how
Um,
many on the census? 130 something, or what was that?
153.
153. Okay.
A graded copy that last sold for 160. Oh, no, it didn't sell for 100. It sold for 120. So it's half the price of the graded copy.
Yeah, this was a steal at that price then. Because even to get it graded, you're going to pay like $50 just to get it graded, right?
Yeah. But I think cleaning the press on that and a grading would be worth it to take it up to, if you are going to get VF Plus. I mean, let's have a look.
Yeah.
It did look pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any major issues.
I mean, it's that nasty
Looks,
black cover. I mean, it's got
yeah,
slightly rounded edges, but there's no major issues with it, is there?
yeah. Like sometimes I don't really trust Heritage's grading because I've gotten a few raws and they're a little bit under what they said they were.
Right.
But this one, I don't know. It looks really. I think you could get a 9.0.
Been going on there, but
Yeah, but that would get you still in that 9 range
yeah,
if it's pressed and stuff.
yeah.
So
That's it. Goodbye. I think somebody's
goodbye. So that was a goodbye.
right. Next up, House of Mystery. I've got this one. I'm
Bit of a monster feel to this one.
monster cover. Nice condition. Mine's not in as good condition as this. Mine's raw. More House of Mystery 130.
130, yeah. DC Comics 85, which is a really high grade for this
Really
book.
high grade for these early House of Mysteries.
Usually these House of Mysteries are really beaten up.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're not expensive. They're
oh
actually
yeah,
these are cheaper than the Bronze Age ones quite
yeah,
often.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
$109 seems really cheap to me for this
Yeah,
book.
but these are not as I say, these are not expensive comics, and I wonder how many of these have actually been graded. Let's have a look.
It's not many.
Oh, 16.
16. I mean, that's
And that's
really.
and this is the only 8.5, and therefore it's a record.
Yeah.
It's never
So
sold.
we've had four records, almost three records.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Only because they're the only ones they've ever sold.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think these and like some of the Marvel ones, like the Marvel like early monster ones,
Yeah.
have that sort of they're underrated in a way
You
because
know,
like
I
when
think that and again is another good buy. I very rarely sit on these videos recently and say these are good buys, but these four,
Mhm.
I think they're really good buy. The risk level is really low, because
Yeah.
you're $100 or less, or around $100. You know,
Mhm.
five of a comic,
Silver Age
average comic. You know,
has a bit of that horror feel to it.
yeah,
So I mean, Bronze Age horror. If it was a Bronze Age book, the same quality, it would be $200. You
it
know what I
would.
mean?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, if that was a Neil Adams cover from, 1971, then yeah.
So yeah, so I think these ones are interesting. So that's why, yeah, I put it on the list. It was really hard to find Halloween related comics,
Right,
but
last one, Alan. Our nice one here, Astonishing Tales.
uh,
Now, this has got George Evans feel to it. Um,
what does it say? It's
Bill Everett.
early
Bill Everett. Yeah.
Bill Everett. Yeah. So this is Atlas Comics, which Atlas at that time was producing all their horror or like fantasy, like kind of that non superhero books.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about Marvel during that time period, you know, they didn't produce superhero books. You know, they were really all about these kind of monster and suspense kind of stories. I always like this kind of trope of the walls kind of closing in on people. I don't know. I always thought that
Yeah.
was interesting.
Does 56 count as Silver Age, Alan, or have you cheated here?
It is. Some people call it Atomic Age, but it's end of the. It's really. I consider. I'm personally one of those people that kind of mix Atomic Age with Silver.
Mm.
So for me, Silver Age is really 55 up.
Yeah, it has got the Comic Code Authority label on.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, whenever that Comic Code Authority comes in, I consider that Silver Age.
Yeah.
But
So
some people
early.
give it Atomic Age.
When did it
You
come
know?
in? 54, 55, something like that?
Yeah, 55 actually the code was it's March of 55 when the code
So this
got
is
stuck on it.
an early appearance of the Comic Code Authority.
You can actually tell that because it's very large.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
another it's a really big stamp that they put on it.
Yeah, I've got this. I've got this version in an Alan Class comic. A
Oh
lot,
really?
yeah, a lot of these type of sort of 1950s ones like this get reproduced by Alan Class. Yeah, and a lot of Bill
Yeah.
Everett actually.
I think they're interesting. As I said, you know, if you look at the same title just a few months earlier when it's not got the code on it, way more expensive. Just it's like so night and day kind of level of price differences. But oh well,
Well,
it's still a great title.
$129 for a 4.5.
Yeah, it's not a bad sale. I'm not dissing it too much.
Oh, it's another record, Alan. It's the only one.
But how much is the census count? It's probably
Oh,
a low census count too.
10. And
And
really nothing very high grade here.
yeah,
Highest grade's an 8.
wow. I mean, it is a bit of a black cover, you know, so
It
I
is.
imagine it would be harder to get in a
Yeah.
high grade, but
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've had 4 records
Yeah, I don't think
on
it's
my
really
channel.
telling us very much about the state of the market this week, Alan.
No, it really isn't. These aren't like, some people complain, oh, these aren't the hottest books of the week. Well, these are the books that, are Halloween related. They are cool books, a little bit of variety. They are ones that you just don't see that often. So I figured, hey, let's take a look at some other little elements of the market, Um, so yeah, I hope people enjoyed this video. On Mark's channel, we're actually getting into bigger books, much bigger books. It
We're
sort of
getting
like jumps onto.
$200 on some of them.
Some are actually in the thousands on your
Oh, I
channel.
don't know them. All right. Yes, I think there's
So
one.
yeah, so
One at
yeah,
the-
there's one big one on your channel. So if you're interested in the bigger books, go over to Mark's channel. They're Halloween feel a little bit. Go over there, watch it, and thanks for hanging out with us. Bye for now.
Bye.